Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Manor Lords in our actual maximum difficulty run. Making everything as unfair as possible, and yet somehow I think we've managed to pull off something beautiful here, folks. We got through our first year. We didn't even have to deal with the first round of brigands because a certain neighbor killed them all for me, then stole most of the bandit camps, but we got enough. So we're actually going to end up being a-okay. Let's not get complacent, though. At the end of the day, I have to kill this guy, and he kind of has a lot more territory than I do. If I cannot continue to expand as quickly as possible, we're going to be in trouble. If I can't kill some bandits, it's going to be difficult for us to get enough influence to actually have a chance at winning the game. So we're in no shape done, but we at least got through the most dangerous hurdles at the beginning of the game. So we're well on our way. We got another family moving in. We're up to 12 families now. That's good. Just, let's see, we actually have 4 burgage plots that are still completely empty, so I don't need to build out any additional ones yet. We will need to build out 1 more plot in order to get up to the next level. That's going to be 10 out of 10 of the burgage plots level 1. Then we go for upgrades, so we're almost ready for that stage of the game. And then just like before, I think we have to go for charcoal. 1, to extend some of my fuel, but 2, because we already know that charcoal is an extremely efficient method of getting money if you're going to go for the trade build. Let's finish up this stone church first, though. That's kind of the more important thing. Even if I don't upgrade to level 2 houses right now, we should be able to get a nice, tidy little approval bonus simply by virtue of having it. So I think that's going to be worth something. There we go. All right. Also, we get a tiny little bit more influence as well. Not a lot of influence, but remember, my goal is to get to about 1,000 so I can claim another region. Probably this one down over here, but worst come to worst, this one up here in the center wouldn't be bad either. I'm pretty sure that the way that the aggressive AI works is they would prefer to take on other provinces if they're empty, and then if there's nothing available, they attack you. That actually might not be true. Maybe that's the balanced one. Okay, maybe if I just even have anything adjacent to my enemy lord, I'm going to be getting attacked. That's totally possible. But that means no matter what I pick up, we're going to be getting hit. So I do want to get at least 1 other province as quickly as we can. Now the trick with that, of course, is I'm going to have to manage 2 maximum difficulty villages, eventually a 3rd if I'm lucky, and we have to keep all of them alive, and I'm not going to rely on the bartering system between villages. That'd be nice, but I don't trust it to really work. What I want, though, are the manors with maximum retinues. If I can at least get each of the other villages up to a max retinue level, I'll have a pretty decent number of troops to go ahead and start taking on my enemy. So let's see, what can I do for some more industry? I want to get that Malt House. I need to keep this somewhat close by to my granary. Same thing with the tavern, actually, because that's where people are going to be storing things like the ale, so I want to have a tavern nearby over here as well. Just kind of within an easy walking distance of the granary. I'll pause this for now, though, not a high priority. Let's go to the trading post and make sure that we unlock the barley trade route. That is something I'm going to need. And we'll need to import at least 10 for now, eventually more like 20 or so, and just keep a malt house running at all times. I keep trying to unpin this marketplace because I don't, it's like when I'm on my normal computer time, right, with my Google Chrome, and I close out tabs just like instinctively, right? Turns out I might need that tab later. My wife has the opposite problem. She leaves like 40 tabs open and it slows her computer down to a crawl, but no, I just instinctively keep closing it. I need to stop that. All right, we've got a malt house. So 1 family assigned here will start getting me all of the malt that I need, but then I need to have another family set aside for cobbler and another family set aside for brewing. So if I can get myself up to a population of 15, that's the easiest way to go. 15 seems ideal. So let's just keep that approval nice and high and start filling in these houses. Any day now, I'm sure people are going to move in. Should always check, by the way, just looking for any signs of additional bandit camps. If they do appear, I need to be the one who goes and kills them before my rival has the opportunity to do so. That's more treasury, but also importantly, more influence for me. So I'm hoping that they actually do spawn. It's weirdly enough in my favor if bandits start appearing on the map again. There will eventually come a point where I own all these regions or my opponent owns all the regions, and the bandits are never going to appear again in the form of camps, as far as I know. They'll still appear on the edge of the map for occasional raids, but that's about it. Which actually is a problem, because the easiest way to claim a bunch of regions is obviously to fight a lot of bandits. You want those camps to spawn. So if they're not going to, that's not nearly as much influence. I might have to start relying on things like the tithes at the manor. I'd really rather not do that. It's a very, very, very slow method of gaining any influence. By the way, that is a 15 population. Okay, are we doing still good on the market? We are. Let's go ahead and stop with the granary for a little bit, and we're gonna start building up the tavern. And we're gonna have somebody working over here at the Malt House. It is time. How much timber we got? Plenty. So if I wanna start upgrading to level 2 houses, we should be able to do that. At this burgage plot, let's go ahead and get that brewery extension up and a-running. I actually just realized I don't even know if I have any families over here. Hopefully I do, because otherwise no one's gonna move in and start making the beer, and that's gonna create a lot of approval problems. And over here, let's get ourselves a cobbler. I will take my excess of leather and start making some shoes. Is anyone living in the brewery? Okay, yes, somebody is. Perfect. All right, so now we're making some beer. I just need to have somebody working in the tavern. For some reason, no one is able to keep the marketplace up and running. That's a small problem. Forget the forester for a bit, doesn't matter. Let's have someone start working in the tavern. And that should take care of my level 2 needs. As long as we get the tavern working, and as long as we get those shoes delivered, we are now meeting all of the needs for our level 2 plots. Yes! Oh, we should also make sure that we get ourselves some more pole arms. I need to get up to another 16 or so, and the gambesons as well. I want to have all of that, so let's go ahead and re-import this. Might as well have some full-strength polearm militias ready to go. There we go, alright. Next thing we do, we go for the charcoal. Charcoal's good for too many reasons. It's good because I need to have a lot of fuel. It's good because I want to make a lot of money. What's not to like? So we'll go to the trading post, make sure we spend some wealth to unlock the charcoal route. Like so, and we will export as soon as I have more than, let's say, 30 of this. And then as far as commodities, let's unlock the cobbler, and as soon as I have more than 25 shoes, start to export that as well, please and thank you. Any sign of bandits anywhere? No. Come on, where's the lawlessness? Did I scare you all away? Come on, y'all know that you want to fight me. Oh, okay, bandits. Hold on, where? Over here? Okay, so in theory, I think they just spawned off in this direction. Where, though? Where are they? There they are. All right, they're not even far from me. Yes, come to Papa! We'll just wait till they get a little bit closer, and then we'll start rallying some people together. So now they've entered into my territory. They want to go ahead and start causing some trouble. No problem. We're going to go ahead and rally off in these directions, and the retinue will lead the charge. Hopefully I don't lose anybody, but we will see. Whoop, there they are. Hold on. Everyone get back over here, please. Do not let them actually set any of my stuff on fire. That would be a problem. See, they want to burn down my clay pit until they realize there's not actually any clay. So joke's on you. You'd be doing me a favor. All right, go get them. We should be able to surround and do a lot of damage here. I'm hoping we lose nobody. So far, looking fine. Just need to kill like 5 more of them. Haven't lost any of our retinue. We lost a single person in our polearm militia. Gosh dang it. And here I was hoping for a perfect run. Whatever. So that was worth a bit of influence. Not 1,000, though. We don't have enough. Still. Ugh, gotta wait a whole nother year for another attack. What are some other ways we can make some money? We could get a joiner's workshop, start making some small shields. That would be one option for us, for sure. Yeah, we had trouble with that last time where people weren't actually selling the shields, and I'm not sure why that was the case, but it was pretty effective. We made a lot of shields using simple planks. So now wouldn't be a bad time to go ahead and experiment with that again, I think. We're keeping up pretty nicely with things like malt. Where I seem to be struggling, surprisingly, is the brewery. People are not keeping up with my ale needs, because they never do! Just in case you were wondering, you never have enough ale. It's almost impossible. You need to have like 2 or 3 families dedicated to brewing, even at the very beginning of the game. Bandits! Hold on, where are they? There they are! Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna go and kill you. This is great. Not only am I gonna get some treasury that's gonna let me finish out my retinue and make them stronger, but we also can get some influence and allow myself to start colonizing another region, which is really what you want to see. Now this time, we're not going to colonize a new region during the winter, so it'll be a little bit easier than it was just a bit ago. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be easy, though. At the end of the day, it's still a maximum difficulty village, and now my attention is split between 2 different regions. And just about done. Broken. There we go. Alright, militia, head back home so you can be productive at home and spend time with your family. Retinue, go collect the spoils. And no, I'm not sending the peasants away so they don't even know that I'm taking all of the money for myself. They don't need to know anything like that. It's going to my treasury. That is 1,000 influence, by the way. Hello, guys. Why are you walking around with a whole bunch of mercenaries? I don't know. But right over here, we're going to go ahead and claim this region now while I can, and hopefully this does not antagonize my neighbor. Now that said, I'm sitting on plenty of money. My regional wealth is actually looking phenomenal right now. We're already up above 1,000? Nice! Still don't want to get too comfortable, though. If my enemy decides he wants to take a swat at me, I could be in a little bit of trouble. Hopefully not, but it could theoretically happen. So let's go to Retinue Customization, buy the last man-at-arms I was missing, and then, of course, upgrade these guys so they have the best possible equipment. Don't underestimate this step. This boosts up their stats so much their survivability just skyrockets. They can handle brigands in a one-on-one fight from here on out. No problem. If I can, I would like to go ahead and expand out the manor, though. We need that garrison tower, which of course means I need another 10 stone. So we'll send someone to go and collect a bit of that. Thank you. Plus, of course, we need a lot more timber. I do seem to be struggling to get enough timber for some reason. I kind of thought we'd have an easier time of it. I've gotten another oxen. I've got a forester planting trees nearby. And yet somehow, we're burning through this very quickly. I mean, admittedly, it probably would have been the saw pit, but I don't know. Doesn't seem to be what's going on. By the way, in order to actually, like, colonize that other region, I need some serious money. A minimum of 250 treasury. So it's still going to be a while before I can do anything with that. All I've done is just claimed the region to try and push my enemy to go ahead and claim elsewhere. But soon enough, this entire region's going to get taken up. I'm literally not going to be able to rely on bandit camps to get money, am I? I'm going to have to rely on taxes. Oh, that doesn't make me very happy. All right, let's go to the manor. Let's go ahead and raise up a tax rate. At least we have a decent amount of regional wealth. The more regional wealth I make, the faster I'm going to get some land tax. The more I get land tax, the more I can do stuff. I'm also sitting on plenty of food. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and tax away like an extra 5% of my food or whatever. To the church, let's just keep an eye on that and start passively generating some influence. I got lazy with the last run. Sure, we had to worry about bandits and we didn't have these guys shielding us, and that made it easier in one way. But we also were really good at farming up some regional wealth as well as some influence. This game, it's not going to be that easy. We're going to have to play this the old-fashioned way. Use the manor, tax, and tithe. I do like, by the way, that when you upgrade a burgage plot and you rebuild the roof, the snow has to start over on its accumulation. It doesn't just start snowy. These are some like little details in Manor Lords that I actually think is really cool. The Unreal Engine has worked phenomenally well for this game. And honestly, watching its reception as this game has officially gone live and stuff has been really kind of exciting too. Like, wow, people really went nuts for this game. What was it, almost 3.5 million wish lists? Especially considering this is all developed by one guy as a passion project over several years, and they thought they would be lucky to get even like 50,000 wish lists, and all of a sudden it became the most wish-listed game on Steam. I mean, talk about a success story. The question really is, can this game stick the landing, right? And it's still early enough in its release, at least at the time that I'm recording this. It's hard to say for sure if the community is going to stay extremely positive, but I'm hoping that people like me, you know, YouTubers like me, did a good enough job representing the game and where it currently is sitting in its actual state, right? That we didn't mislead people and people felt like they knew exactly what they were getting themselves into. If that's the case, well, then I would hope that the reception remains positive for a very long time. Anyway, we can go ahead and go to our castle planner and commit to building out the extra retinue tower. And since I've actually got a decent amount of treasury, we can do something there. I also can go ahead and start working on the other village. That said, I feel like I need to get the retinue up first, because that's my primary defense against the brigands. So if I have a weak retinue, even if I spent all my money getting another village up and a-running, we might find we're unable to defend it, and that would be a problem. So how many more men-at-arms can I afford right now? It's pretty expensive. We can afford to get a lot, though. We're not quite at maximum. Just need another 150 gold. Silver, sorry, whatever. Then we'll be able to finish out the retinue. Then I need to get them all outfitted. And that's going to be another, like, what? 90-something? 100 or so silver? Yeah, a couple more tax seasons and we're going to be good. Actually, that's enough wealth right there. Perfect, perfect. All right, go ahead and just do that. There we go. We're now up to maximum with all 424. Half of them need better armor, but we're in good shape. So, banditos, whenever you decide to spawn, I shall be ready. Oh, bandit camp has been spotted. There we go. Music to mine ears. Let's rally up and go get them. Another ruler's army has been sighted. Oh, please tell me you guys aren't also making a beeline for them. They're way over here. They hired up more mercenaries. Is that the only way that the enemy lord is actually going to bother with me? They just keep hiring up mercenaries? That could be. I do know that they're not total pushovers, all right? Right now it may seem that way. I don't know how I just zoomed in there, but there we go. Right now they may seem like pushovers. If I go over here and I just say, hey, I'm claiming your land, there's not a lot they're going to be able to do about it. They'll fight you kind of meagerly with some mercenaries and stuff, and it's not that bad. I know for a fact, though, when we start getting close to the end of this run, they're gonna fight back. They're gonna fight back pretty hard. Which is why I know that I really need to have 2 or maybe even 3 regions with fully upgraded retinues before I'd even feel comfortable attacking these guys. Easy enough. Alrighty, let's just go ahead and get, ooh, 195 more treasury. Not bad, not bad. We're almost ready to go ahead and start colonizing another region. We're also ready to start getting a whole bunch of level 3 houses. So before I do that, I want to have one more method of getting clothing. What's going to be cheapest? Importing linen? Or rather, get some flax so I can make linen, or getting wool? Wool is worth about the same amount, so it's really not that different whether I want to get linen or yarn. I guess I'm okay with just importing some flax. Let's go ahead and start importing this. Let's say, 10 or so. And then linen, if we ever get to a point where I have an excess, no problem. Just go ahead and start selling it. For that, though, I do have a weaver's workshop. We can go ahead and assign somebody over here. So once the flax arrives, we'll start making that linen. It'll be great. And then, of course, we go to our retinue, and I'm going to make sure everyone is fully upgraded. I don't know what the bandits are going to look like when they come for their next raid. It could be only 1. It could be 2 brigands. Regardless, I want to have the strongest retinue possible. I actually don't know what this expertise thing does, by the way. Coming later. Apparently, you're going to be able to actually start upgrading your retinues by getting experience and then getting various different points. That actually would be kind of a cool system. Like, this is the thing about Manor Lords, right? It's clearly an incomplete game in so many ways. It's not done. There's a lot that needs to get added. It's actually kind of a shallow game. It just doesn't feel like a shallow game because it looks and feels so good. But there's enough little, teasers in the game in its current state to think, this is gonna be really good when it's done, isn't it? I think so. All right, well, there's my first level 3 burgage. Gosh, it just looks so pretty. You know? Doesn't this look... It just looks great. It looks like something straight out of either Germany or probably a bit of Poland, to be honest. Which, this game is made by a Polish developer, right? I'm pretty sure that is correct, so that would actually make some sense. There's my settlement level. Hooray! All right, what's the first one to do, then? I think it's still probably sheep breeding first. We could do that, and instead of importing any more of the flax, we could start using wool to make clothing, yarn. That would work fine. This would let me start getting some sheep together, which I can then sell off excess, and it's a little bit more cash. Not a lot, just a little. So with that in mind, we need a couple of things. I need to get some trade in the form of livestock trading, and then immediately next to that, I want to get a sheep farm like so. And then I want to get myself a pasture. A nice, idyllic, beautiful pasture. Okay, I just heard something scary happen. Enemy unit and bandits have been spotted near Imenrith. Over here again. All right, we actually do have 2 brigands this time, so I'm glad I got the retinue. We have enough manpower that getting another unit wouldn't be a bad plan. Why are we sitting on this many shields? Okay, so we are definitely having that problem. No one's exporting my shields again. That's why we're not making as much money. We may want to consider importing something. Since I'm already making a bunch of shields, what if we actually, this time, instead of getting spears, just bought a bunch of sidearms? I know they're more expensive, but, just what if we did? So, I've already bought all 36 sidearms. Wow, that was fast. Yeah, being right next to the trade point over here actually means we have extremely responsive trade. That's great. So we already can actually form up our 3rd militia group and go fight these guys. Let's plan on that. We're gonna get the militia footmen this time around. There we go. Still don't have enough people to fully arm everybody, but we're pretty close. And we got some gambesons and everything, so people are pretty well equipped. And rally, and rally. Everyone get ready to defend your homes against these bandits. Shouldn't be a problem, to be honest. So these guys should basically just have regular little kite shields plus some one-handed weapons, it looks like. So I'm hoping they're going to find themselves to be very defensible and we can easily deal with all of these guys. Also, I just got a lot of enemy spotted notifications. I really hope I'm not getting snuck up on by somebody else when I wasn't paying attention. There we go, there we go. Deal with them, thank you. Alrighty, and that takes care of that. We should have enough wealth that I can actually start building out another city. And I am going to do that starting in spring. I'm not going to do that right before winter. That would be absolutely stupid. But right before spring hits, we're going to go ahead and set up our next town and get started over here. I'd like to know, by the way, how the whole taxation approval thing really works, because it seems to be harsher than it says it's going to be. 10% tax equals -9 approval. No, the previous 30 days, we lost 19 approval due to taxation. I'm guessing it has something to do with the fact that we're on a harsh approval difficulty, and the result is I'm getting twice the penalty I should be. That would be my guess, which is one of the reasons I don't love relying on taxation to get all of the treasury that I need. But since there aren't going to be a bunch of bandits just kind of throwing their money at me, I don't really have much of a choice. Bandit camp! Oh yeah, let's go get them, alright. You juicy little meat bags full of experience and money, come and give me your coins! Is there any reason we don't want to just go ahead and upgrade as many things up to level 3 burgages as we can? Probably not. I wouldn't mind getting myself an extra point. We'll get ourselves up to that level 10 so we can start working on some basic armor smithing, make some helmets and some mail armor and plate armor and stuff of our own. And if I have enough extra population, which at some point we will, we can just toss them into the mining pit, get a ton of iron, start turning it into some iron bars at our bloomery, and we'll be good to go. Do I think it's worth it? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, if I take a look at the trading post, how much is like mail armor and stuff actually worth? 8? Helmets are worth 6, plate armor is also only worth 8. So the amount of labor necessary to take value 3 iron, turn it into value 4 iron bars, and then take those iron bars and turn them into things? I don't know, doesn't seem like a very good deal to me. That's ultimately like 3 families in order to make 8 profit. Not good enough, not nearly good enough. Oh, I'm not even keeping in mind like the value of the charcoal that I'm gonna be using instead of firewood, which is worth a lot more. So, yeah, actually, no, it is not worth it at all from a money perspective. This is just building up another production chain for the sake of it to say that we did. All right, it is March, which means now's a great time to go ahead and start working on my new region. So we're gonna do that. Do I also want to just go ahead and claim one of these regions now, or would I rather leave them blank so they keep spawning bandits? I don't need any of these. All I need to do is hold on to enough influence to claim all of my rivals' regions. Yeah, I don't think we bother with these for now. Let's just let the bandits keep spawning. It's working to my advantage. Instead, we'll come over here to our administration, and I want to place down a settlers camp. It's got to be close to the food and the clay, so over here seems actually about perfect. Have to build a town, still don't have any specializations. Do I want to go for an average build? I guess we don't have to do that. I could save myself the money. And actually, I could start working on 2 villages simultaneously. Ooh, would that be too crazy? All right, hang on. Change of plans, change of plans, change of plans. So we're gonna go for a modest starting supply there. And then I am gonna come over here, and I'm gonna claim this region as well. And then we're gonna set up another village over here, and I'm gonna have 3 that I'm working on at the same time, all right? We are gonna multitask this like a boss. It's a little scary, because it's still gonna be kind of tricky to do things like that, but we're gonna try. So we'll start by getting ourselves the logging camp as usual. Then I want to get myself things like hunting camps and stuff. Where do I want to place that? We could place it in the woods, to be honest. Let's just go ahead and do that. We'll place one over here. We'll want to get a forester or gatherer's hut as well, so we'll do that. Thank you. So we'll let them go start working on that, get the food up and running, and then of course we need to get ourselves some storage buildings. We need to get ourselves that storehouse plus a granary. Now the biggest problem is actually going to be defending these areas. That's definitely going to be the hardest part of this. Still, let's go ahead and continue with our plan, get the settlers camp. We'll set that up right up over here, I guess. Doesn't matter. We can only afford to do a modest one. That's great. Same exact situation. Let's get that logging camp up first, and then we will worry about everything else. Logging camp, assign a couple people over there, let them all do their thing. Then over here, we have a granary up and running. We need to have people working over there. Let's stop logging so much, gather up the food, get it into something safe, and the storehouse is going up as well. All right. None of this isn't something you've already seen before, okay? Like, this really shouldn't be too complicated. It's mostly just the fact that I'm going to have to do a lot of pausing to go and then reassess what I'm working on. The hardest part of this, yeah, like I said, it's going to be defending all of it. If raiders appear at the wrong spot, getting my retinue into a place where I can actually defend is not going to be easy for me. So that's something I am very highly concerned about. That's all the more reason why it's really good for me to actually have some additional manors built up in these other regions to start getting that retinue together. That's priority number one for both of them, right? If we can get them at least self-situated and somewhat self-sufficient, rush the manor, get the retinue, and then we're ready to defend at all points. Waldbrand is running out of food. How? Oh my gosh! Did every single bit of bread rot under the rain already? Okay. That was unexpected and very unfair. Every piece of food instantly died. Oh my god. Did we lose all of our fuel too? What happened? That's worse than any winter. I'm very confused and rather bewildered by this, to be honest. All right, go and get some food, quick. This one's gonna require some special babying, apparently. Family is hungry. Yeah, no freaking kidding, a family is hungry at this point. Dude, that is so uncool, it's not even funny. Okay, just like before, we're getting some tanneries up and running, so I'll be able to get some very rudimentary clothes. We started off with some stone. I've got some saw pits, so we're gonna start working probably on the burgage plots next, start getting some people some houses as soon as the wells are done as well. And then once we've got 3 plots set down, able to take on 2 houses each, that is when we swap all of our efforts over to building up a church. Keep that approval at a decent rate, and then go from there. And make sure we expand these houses. All right, once these are all built, that's 5 population taken care of. We still have no fuel over here for some reason. This is the... I really don't understand what happened with this one, to be honest, but it's all right. It's all right. We'll make do. We'll get some fuel. It's not that hard to figure out. And then it's only May, so we don't have to worry about the cold season, so our approval should not dip below 25... Well, okay, it just dipped below 25%, but it shouldn't by very much. We'll end up being okay. And raiders have been spotted. Where do they get spotted? Hofstetten? That's not my province, fortunately. All right, so that's way up over here, and it's 3 of them this time. Yay! No, we're actually fine. We can handle this. The important thing is they didn't spawn on my undefended villages. If that had happened, we'd be in a lot of trouble. So we're okay right now. That's fine. We've got everything I need to start building up some churches and stuff over here. That's going to be the next priority, as well as getting some fuel up and running. But now that we're able to get churches in both of these provinces, I think we're going to be fine. That's the very early game phase taken care of, just like before in all of our previous playthroughs. All right, I'm going to end this video here. I think we're doing okay for ourselves, all right? The main town is thriving and rolling in cash. The population is growing. Everything's looking just great over here. Now it's a matter of getting these 2 under control. Once these 2 are under control and I can get manors built up, we'll build up a retinue. Once I have 3 fully armed retinues, I need all the influence I can get to start taking away provinces from my neighbor. Do that, and we win the game. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.